name a couple times. If it's one of the newer ones, and it's longer than like the very old ones had what looked like an O-ring on them. Those were something like the collared ferrules or the counterboard ferrules. But if it's the one with the longer plastic piece above it, that's going to take the VFT ferrule that we sell. It's a specialty adapter ferrule that's going to reduce it down to 335.
Okay, great. Michael has a question. I usually put ferrules in hot water to make the installation easier in tight shafts. Is this acceptable?
Yes. Yeah. I think I did mention that hopefully today. If I didn't, I apologize. But yeah, that's never a bad tip if you're not used to working with the ferrules.
Okay, Michael has a follow-up. Does a grip need to be put on the shaft prior to the adapter sleeves so they align correctly with the club head?
Probably the best thing to do in that case is I don't try to epoxy the shaft into the sleeve by itself without the sleeve being inside the head and fastened. That way everything lines up.
Okay. Any more questions, guys? We still have some time left. These have been great questions so far. Just type them into your question box. We'll wait a few moments here. And if not, we can wrap it up. Anything else to say, Jeff?
Nope, that's pretty much it today.
Yeah, Michael had a couple more coming in here. Can we discuss something about grips? Michael doesn't say anything else here, unless he's going to have a follow-up, so we'll put that one on hold. Epoxy ferrules or not, from Art.
It's probably a good practice to do so. And you don't need a whole lot because there's very little that actually gets in between the ferrule and the shaft. But it's going to help to lubricate the surface so the ferrule slides up better. And in some cases, if you've got especially with steel shafts that are smooth and they may be on the undersized relative to their normal diameter, it'll prevent it from going up and down the shaft.
Okay, Gary asked, great job, Jeff. One installation method that I've used for the past 35 years is to use a reamer that a local machine shop grounds to .334 tapered for wood ferrules and .365, again tapered for irons. He's just giving you one of his methods there.
Thanks, Gary, for sharing.
And Chris says, I was putting a new shaft in a Nike Sumo head, and the OD of the ferrule was smaller than the OD of the head. What can we do to build up the ferrule?
Unfortunately, you can't do anything to build it up. Nike has a few models where the base of the ferrule is much larger than normal. We don't sell the replacement ferrules, but I know they're available through maybe one or two of the other component companies out there. Even if you try to pound the ferrule on to flare it out, it's still going to be too small for those. So you really need the appropriate adapters or appropriate size ferrules for those.
All right. Beeler asks, if you have the right equipment, would it be okay to use metal instead of wood for the installation tool?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the one I have pictured is out of aluminum. It's just I picked wood because it's cheap.
Great. All right, any more questions, guys? Okay, Michael follows up. I heat grips in the oven to about 180 degrees when I think they will be hard to put on. I ruined many a wind grip by not getting them on the shaft all the way, damaging them. Once I heated them for 10 minutes in the oven, they went on like butter. I never read this anywhere, but works extremely well. Is this not recommended?
As long as it doesn't, as long as you're able to put them on and not damage the grip, you know, where it comes loose from the underlisting, it's perfectly acceptable. I don't think the heat's not going to do anything that I'm aware of to the outside of that grip.
great. As long as you don't eat it too, huh, with some butter, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right, guys, probably going to wrap it up here unless there's any more questions. In about an hour, this is the recorded version of this will be on youtube.com/Hireko Golf and in our blog in about an hour. And Michael says, thank you, Jeff. Good job, as does Gary. All right, guys, thanks again. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later. See you later, Jeff.
Okay, thanks.